All right, back to work on the next comic I'm going to be working on here. This is Jungle Comics number 136. I believe it's April 1951 when it came out. It's a Fiction House comic, and I got this for like $26 or $27. Jungle Comics don't really cost a whole lot to begin with. I don't know why. The covers are amazing. I mean, this one's beat up, so I know that's the reason why for this one. But I mean, look at how gorgeous this is. I mean, just really, really nice line work. The Jaguar's pretty crazy looking, kind of a weird looking Jaguar, but still gorgeous artwork. I love the kind of like the night background here with the flames and all that. Really, really beautiful. This book is pretty beat, as I said. The cover is not split, but it is completely detached, and staples are very rusty. Looks like, at least, well, maybe not very, but rusty enough. Just look at this cover for a second. Got huge rips in the middle here. Might be able to recover some of this because some of it looks like it might be bent over. The interior, I mean, both the interior and exterior are filthy. This is a really weird ad, How to Hypnotize. I've never seen that before. Here's the back of it. Dirty, ripped, all kinds of weird, funky stuff on here. And, you know, the staple holes are completely pulled through. Might be able to recover the bottom one here, but might have to do something about this top one here. And then the interior wraps, they're not in bad condition, they're just filthy. Look at how dirty these things are. Tiny little rips, or little rips here on the sides. I'm not sure if I'm going to tear seal those or not. Let's look through all the pages here real quick. All the pages are gray looking. Like, I've never seen that before. Has that old comic book smell to it. Great interior artwork. Yeah, I don't know why these Jungle Comics don't go for a whole lot, but it's true with a lot of Fiction House. Outside of Planet Comics, Jungle Comics, Fight Comics, Jumbo Comics, even like Ghost Comics and Monster Comics that Fiction House put out, they don't go for a whole lot, and I don't know why. The artwork's gorgeous, and you think that they'd be a lot more desirable, and maybe they will eventually. But I thought it was interesting that Blue Beetle's in this, because Blue Beetle is a Fox character, so Fiction House must have bought the character. I know he traded companies a few times, and eventually ended up at DC. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see him over here at Fiction House. I wonder if this is a repeat, or basically something pulled from one of the old Fox comics. And missed a page. Again, no big tears. There's just the paper's folded on the edges. Here's a tear here. It's the only tear that I can see on the interior wraps, but they are disgustingly filthy. So I'm gonna have to clean those up. So that's Jungle Comics 136, April 1951, 52 pages. I will have to count the pages just to make sure that they're all there. But yeah. All right, let's just concentrate on the cover here. I'm going to unfold these a little bit. Got my trusty pentel. Cut just right. And we got dry cleaning pad. Using this quite a bit today. Just using a little water to like hold this down a little bit. It's gonna get clean again anyways, but alright. Let's flatten that out a little bit. I don't think I've ever worked on a comic this dirty before. Yeah, this is definitely the dirtiest comic I've ever worked on. I've seen Kenny Sanders do this, where he just throws it all the dry cleaning pad crumbs on first, and then comes back over and erases with it. So I'm going to try that out. I've never used this Absorbing Dirty Eraser. I'm trying it for the first time. I'm just putting light pressure on the cover here and pulling away from the center. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we'll see. All right, put this cover wrap through a couple of baths in an aqueous solution that was composed of calcium hydroxide and some Triton-X for the first bath. The baths were about 3 minutes each, flipped on both sides as I was bathing them. I've shown that method in previous videos. So I think what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to apply tear seals using Tengujo paper, the Japanese paper, and I'm going to hit all the major tears and rips, and then I'm going to come back and leaf cast some of the bigger holes, and that. And the baths actually cleaned up this wrap really well. It looks much brighter, so I'm really happy about that. I didn't have to do any sort of blue light treatment or anything like that to it, and I don't think I'm going to on this wrap. All right, so let's get to it. This Jungle Comics, it came out in 1951. This issue, number 136, April. Jungle Comics, it's by the publisher of Fiction House. And Fiction House actually had a few different Jungle titles. They got pretty popular with a character that they created named Sheena, who you've probably heard of, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. And so then they had a number of copycat characters that they put on their covers. This isn't Sheena. The main character in this title was called, his name is Kanga, and he's like a Tarzan character. I think that's Kanga back there. And he had a girlfriend named Jessie. Actually, I think her name changed over time, or maybe it was a different character. I think the original was like Anne, or something like that. But pretty sure in the later issues, they changed the character to someone named Jessie, and she was his girlfriend. And they went on all kinds of jungle adventures. And jungle-themed stuff was really popular in this era. There was a number of jungle-themed movies. I mean, even the African Queen, I think, came out in 1951, later in the year. So after this issue came out, the African Queen was that Humphrey Bogart movie. There was another jungle movie that came out right before this issue came out. It was Tarzan's Peril. Starred Lex Barker as Tarzan. The Thing from Another World came out, I think, in the same month that this came out, 1951, April 6th. Try to just pull all the folds away here. This comic ran until 1954, from 1940 to 1954, so it was a really long-running comic. Fiction House had a few different comics that had pretty long runs. There's nothing very special about this particular comic. It came out relatively late in the run. I just picked it because I liked the cover, and the price was really affordable. I think I'm going to reinforce the entire spine here, and the bottom here, and the top of the wrap here as well, all the sides. So let's do this. Typically take a ruler to make the edges kind of straight, but not so straight that, you know, they're actually sharp. You want to give it the appearance of being torn a little bit so it blends into the comic wrap. So I'm going to, off camera here, pare away some of this Tanguja. Alright, so this piece will have like that frayed look still, but I ripped it away straight using the ruler. I don't really cover this this area because I want to go back over that with leaf casting. So what I'm going to do something like that. Furnish. It's from my last project. And just gonna apply it to these holes here. What? What happened? Crap. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but lost a lot of ink here on the paw, up here on the tray dress, towards the bottom, the corners. And it came out of the bath fine, but it was after I started working on it and adding tear seals to the inner cover that I noticed that I'd lost a lot of this ink. So I'm not sure why that happened. It's never happened before. Perhaps by wetting the wrap and then moving it around too much on the holotext, it just rubbed off. A little bit of ink came out on the back cover here, or the inner cover as well, up here and here. So that really sucks. I was really hoping this would be an easy project and it would clean up really well, and looked like it was going that way, but I guess not. So there's not much I can do about it. I did apply the tear seal, or the leaf casting to the top there. It's a little thin in the corner here, but I don't think that's really going to matter much. Also applied it right here as well. I went ahead and resized the wrap with gelatin. It's slightly sticky still, which tends to happen. Anyhow, there's nothing that can be done about it, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working on these wraps, the inner wraps that is. So, go ahead and remove these staples. Looks like I need new Holotex because this Holotex is fraying a lot, and that may have added to the rubbing on the cover wrap that led to the color loss. So I'm going to cut some new Holotex here in a bit. Got our handy dandy staple tool here. And staples are pretty rusty. I'm not sure how much rust penetrated over to into the covers or into the wraps themselves. I will be using Evapil Rust to remove the rust from the staples. I might need to do that to the wraps as well, but I think I want to wash them first and see what happens. See if I can see how much of the rust is actually in the wrap. Staples are really small, they're hard to get under. Really hoping for an easy book this time, but I guess wasn't in the cards. So I was going to call all these inner wraps a day. I went ahead and put them into an aqueous bath, but this wrap, it's I think the first wrap, it felt a lot less stiff than the other wraps. I just want to brush it real quickly with a little bit of methyl cellulose, just to give it a little bit of rigidity, I suppose. Just got some watered down methyl cellulose here I'm going to use. I'm going to wipe it across the entire wrap, just to apply some resizing to it, or just to resize it. While I have this up, I'm going to go ahead and apply some tear seals to it. This is all experimental. I'm not sure if any of this is going to work, but I guess we'll see. Just want to reinforce these staple holes. And I got some thick methyl cellulose here. I'm going to do the same thing here. Some watered down methyl cellulose. Okay, that methyl cellulose actually did a really good job of firming this wrap up, so really happy with that. Tear seals are a little bit more visible than I like, but that's okay. All right, I think we'll start assembling this book, but we're gonna have to put in some staple holes first. Oops. Well, that can't be right. What is going on here? no wraps? Alright folks, after doing some investigating, I kind of figured out what's going on here. I wondered why Blue Beetle was in a Fiction House comic. Well, Blue Beetle wasn't in Fiction House. I knew that he was in Fox because I have his first appearance in Fox Comics. But I do know that he traded hands a couple of times with a couple of different companies. I think he was with Charlton for a bit, and then he was with, now he's with DC obviously, but I think he was with at least one other company before that. Maybe I'm wrong. At any rate, when I went to go align the staples between the cover wrap here and the first wrap, the staples did not match. The staple holes did not match whatsoever at all. And then I realized, wait, this wrap is way too big for this cover. What I had assumed was just bad spine roll was actually not spine roll. The inner wraps are too big for the cover, as you can see, by quite a bit. At first I was thinking, well, did the cover shrink? But there's no way it was going to shrink, you know, half an inch. So I looked at this first story. Actually, no, it wasn't the first story. It was the Blue Beetle story I looked up. If I can find it. Yeah, he's in a story called The Cobra's Kiss. Well, that's a really cool inner cover wrap artwork. Some amazing good girl art in here and really crazy stuff. But this is, again, not a Fiction House comic, it's a Fox comic. Specifically, it's Zago Jungle Prince 1, number 1, from 1948. And somehow Zago got slipped into a Jungle Comics number 136 from 1951. And so I have a cover wrap that I lost color on, and I have inner wraps that don't match the cover whatsoever at all. Zago Jungle Prince number 1 I would definitely buy if I ever saw it out and about, but it's not a really expensive comic. You can get a 1.0 and for about under $100. So I'm very glad I only spent $27, including shipping and handling, for this book. But I'm bummed that I got a cover wrap that does not match interior wraps. And I bought this book back in November, so there's no way of contacting the seller. I mean, I could, but it's not going to do any good. At this point, I've had the book for too long for it to really matter. And this is just learn from my lesson. You know, when you get your books from places like eBay or my comic shop or wherever, check your books. I just recently had a situation where I bought a Planet comic, a pretty popular cover, and I found that it was missing half a wrap. One of the pages fell out, and I was able to contact the seller, and he was able to give me a $100 discount off that book, because learn from my lesson. Really keep an eye on what you're getting. It's not the end of the story here. I can keep an eye on the inner wraps. You know, maybe I'll find a Jungle Comics 136 that's coverless, and maybe I can find Zago Jungle Prince number 1 that's missing inner wraps.